Every woodworker knows that a router table is one of the most powerful and versatile tools you can have in your shop. It's a true workhorse, capable of everything from shaping decorative edges and cutting precise profiles to crafting strong, intricate joinery. But here's the secret. The router table itself is only half of the story. What truly unlocks its full potential, taking it from a good tool to an incredible precision machine, are the jigs you pair with it. These shop-made helpers are the key to achieving accuracy, repeatability, and most importantly, safety in your operations. So today, we're going to explore 5 essential must-have router table jigs that I believe every woodworker should build. These aren't just fancy accessories. They are foundational tools that will fundamentally change the way you work and dramatically expand the projects you can tackle. First up, we have the humble but mighty featherboard. This jig is non-negotiable for safety and accuracy. At its core, it's a simple board with a series of angled fingers cut into one end. When clamped to your router table or fence, these flexible fingers apply firm, consistent pressure to your workpiece. This is crucial because it prevents the wood from chattering or lifting away from the bit, which is a common cause of imperfect cuts. But its most important job is safety. The angle of the fingers allows the wood to feed forward smoothly, but they dig in and resist any backward motion, acting as a powerful anti-kickback device. For maximum control, I recommend using 2. One on the tabletop pressing the workpiece against the fence, and another on the fence itself, pressing the workpiece down onto the table. This setup locks your stock in place, keeping your hands safely away from the danger zone. Next, let's talk about the coping sled. If you've ever tried to route the end grain of a narrow board, like the rail for a cabinet door, you know it can be unstable and downright scary. That's where this jig becomes your best friend. A coping sled provides a large, stable platform that holds your workpiece securely at a perfect 90-degree angle to the fence. It allows you to guide the piece smoothly and safely past the cutter. The real genius, however, is the integrated backer block. This small piece of scrap wood sits behind your workpiece and supports the wood fibers as the router bit exits the cut. This completely eliminates that ugly, splintery tear-out, giving you a perfectly crisp profile from edge to edge. It's an absolute game-changer for making any kind of frame and panel construction. Third on our list is the circle-cutting jig, a tool that turns a notoriously difficult task into a surprisingly simple one. Forget trying to get a perfect circle with a jigsaw. This jig delivers flawless results every time. The concept is brilliant in its simplicity. It consists of an arm with an adjustable pivot pin. You mark the center of your workpiece, drill a small hole for the pin, and set the distance from the pin to the router bit to define your radius. Then, you simply turn on the router and slowly rotate the workpiece around the pivot point. The router bit does all the work, carving a mathematically perfect circle with an edge so clean it often requires little to no sanding. This jig is indispensable for making round tabletops, stools, speaker cutouts, or any decorative curved element you can imagine. Fourth, we have a jig that can save you a ton of money and space, the router table jointing jig. Not everyone has room for a dedicated jointer, but almost everyone needs to create perfectly straight square edges for things like panel glue-ups. This simple jig lets you do just that with your router table. Here's how it works. You create a split fence. The outfeed side of your router fence is shimmed out, so it's perfectly flush with the cutting edge of a straight bit. The infeed side is recessed. As you feed a board with a rough edge past the bit, it shaves off just a small amount of material, creating a new perfectly straight edge. This new edge then makes contact with the outfeed fence, which guides it for the remainder of the cut, ensuring a dead straight result from end to end. It's a fantastic way to get glue-ready edges on any board. And finally, the jig that opens the door to the world of fine furniture making, the dovetail jig. The dovetail joint is a hallmark of high-quality craftsmanship, renowned for both its stunning beauty and its incredible mechanical strength. But cutting them by hand can be intimidating. A router table dovetail jig demystifies the process. Using a template with precisely machined fingers, it guides your router, fitted with a guide bushing and a dovetail bit, to cut the tails and pins perfectly. While there are many commercial versions, a shop-made jig can be just as effective. It allows you to create strong, beautiful, and perfectly fitting joints for drawers, boxes, and casework, elevating your projects from simply functional to truly heirloom quality. It's a skill and a joint that will impress every time. So there you have it, 5 essential jigs that transform your router table into a precision woodworking system. Building these yourself does more than just save you money. It deepens your understanding of your tools and allows you to customize them perfectly for your specific needs and projects. Each jig you build is a new skill you learn and a new capability you add to your shop. They empower you to work more safely, more accurately, and more creatively than ever before. I truly believe that investing a little time to build these jigs will pay you back tenfold in the quality of your work and your enjoyment of the craft. If you found these ideas helpful and are inspired to get building, do me a favor and hit that like button. Share this video with a fellow woodworker and be sure to subscribe for more projects, tips, and shop hacks. Thanks for watching.